Hey, welcome back to Reddit Cheating Wife, the best channel for cheating stories. Like and subscribe to the channel for cheating stories like this. I, 22 male, caught my GF, now ex, of 3 years, 22 female, sleeping with my best friend of 7 years, now also ex, 22 male, violence was almost had. My day has been a shambles, to say the least. That was certainly the worst day of my life, in my opinion. So I suppose a little history is in need. This is going to be a lengthy one. I made pretty good friends with this man, Josh, in my high school 7 years ago. We'd known each other since grade 3, I believe, but hadn't truly hung together until grade 10 for various reasons. He and I were as close as brothers could be. The only time our friendship faltered was when we both had emotions for the same girl in high school. I went after her initially, I messed up, happens. They finally met a few weeks later. He made me third wheel once or twice, which is why I felt irritated with him. Things had been going relatively well since that awful tragedy. We attended to the same high school and now live with 2 of our university mates. Things were going swimmingly until today. Now that I'm in my first year, I met a female on his floor. She, Anna, was great, we had an immediate connection. We spent the following 3 years in the most loving, healthy, and joyful relationship I'd ever been a part of. We never argued, but rather discussed various topics. We could sit and be in one another's company for lengthy periods of time, or we could simply be goofy goofs with each other. There's no use in attempting to articulate it any further since the term love, in its most literal definition, completely expresses my sentiments. Josh also had a terrific girlfriend, and the 4 of us would spend a lot of time together. They'd just been together for a year, and hoped not for much longer. So back to the incident. It's the last day of autumn break here. Today I had to work from 3 o'clock to 8:30 a.m. I had arranged to meet up with Anna once I got home from work. When I arrived home, I realized Josh was the only one present, but I could plainly hear antics. I also observed my girlfriend's sneakers on the floor. I assumed she was come to surprise me, what a wonderful girl she is, but I suppose not. I make my way downstairs to my room. She isn't there, much to my astonishment. I'm clearly perplexed, and then I hear something I'll never forget. My girlfriend's scream is unmistakable, and I've heard it enough times to recognize it. I should explain that I was bullied a lot between the ages of 10 and 14. Because, I began taking several martial arts lessons when I was 12 years old. I only had to defend myself once, but no one screwed with me after that. So I continued taking the classes and improved a lot, so now I can kick some. Josh knew this. So I lose all sense of reality and go insane. I assume they didn't hear my entrance. They were taken aback when I actually kicked Josh's door open. Because he knew I was about to punish him, the sight on his face was truly pleasurable. Her expression was emotionless. She was just at a loss for what to do. You know that part in Fight Club when Ed Norton beats the out of Jared Leto? I wanted to do it, but I restrained myself. I believe simply knowing what I was capable of doing to him was enough punishment, along with the loss of his closest buddy and other such things. Then I simply stood there staring at her. We shared an existential crisis. For approximately 5 minutes, I felt like we were being thrown in and out of reality. I just stepped up to the front door. He'd already departed. I took both of her shoes and placed them outside. I went to my room and took all of her strange clothing, putting them in a bag and leaving them at the door. At this moment, she was in tears. She continued apologizing, stating it had happened just once and was a mistake. I ordered her to go and never speak to me again in the calmest manner I could conjure, and that we were definitely done. I could feel my emotions erupting. I wanted to cry, scream, and curl up in a ball and die. That happened roughly 5 hours ago. Correction, I'm in a lot of pain right now. I informed Josh's girlfriend, and she has since broken up with him. It's unfortunate that folks still believe this is a hoax. It just isn't the case. When things have altered, I will provide an update later in the week. I've since returned home to my parents for a few days until I figure out where I'm going to live. Update. So it's been a strange week. I spent the most of the week at my folks' place. Before I get to the new material, I just want to say a few words. Everything I've written has been truthful. I've been lurking on this subreddit for a long now, and I'd never fabricate a tale merely to troll people. A few individuals also said that my writing seemed like it came from a novel or a movie screenplay. I write fiction for a career and have been writing tales for most of my life, so I suppose that influenced my article. I'd also want to thank everyone for their kind thoughts. I don't believe I even had time to read all of the comments, which were many. The remarks were quite helpful in dealing with the situation. Things that have occurred are fine. Sunday, I chatted with my ex-girlfriend. Friends, she is aware, has broken up with him, and is coping with the aftermath. Her and I have decided to be friends, but we will maintain our distance for the time being. Tuesday, I met with my other roommates and informed them of my intentions to move out, despite the fact that they support me. I really can't stay in that home any longer. One of them also informed me that he may have caught them doing this accidentally a few weeks ago. He was never certain, therefore he never said anything but remained suspicious. I don't mind if he doesn't disclose, he done nothing wrong, and he's in a pretty difficult situation. Tuesday night, I called my ex, which was probably not the greatest decision. I informed her she had broken my trust and that I would never talk to her again. She said she'd never really loved me, and this wasn't the first time. I told her I loved her and didn't care whether she was attempting to make me angry or envious. She broke down and apologized, essentially retracting her words. She made many attempts to get me to give in, but I resisted. I chatted with my ex-best pal on Wednesday afternoon, Josh. I informed him that we were finished. I questioned him why he would do anything like this. He said that it simply kind of occurred. It all began with some stupid flirting while he was experiencing problems with his fiancée. It grew swiftly throughout the summer while I was away in the West. I'm not sure how long they were really doing stuff, it doesn't really matter. I went to see my psychiatrist today and asked her if there was a disagreement. She said that that was not the case. Speaking with her proved to be quite beneficial. She believes I'm handling the situation properly. She has said that there would be no communication with any of them. I will gladly comply with this. This week, my emotions have been all over the place. I didn't feel anything on the first day. So far, I've had some extremely bad luck. There have also been moments of what might be deemed happiness. I'm not sure what that is anymore. Wasn't it a little melodramatic? The future? I'm thinking about moving to a couple different cities. Canada is a wonderful nation with a plethora of wonderful cities. Hopefully, the future holds some exciting surprises. Please, gentlemen. I honestly can't keep up with all of the wonderful things people are saying. I'm not the hero that Reddit deserved, nor was I the one that was required. To be clear, I already live in Canadaland, the syrup is in my veins. It seems like if I travel somewhere in this nation, I will be getting drunk with someone, which is okay. I'm considering either Vancouver or Victoria. So, sure, things are still strange, but you guys are doing so lot to assist. Story 2. Husband had an affair with a coworker and now she won't leave us alone. It's been a difficult path to travel, but we're working towards reconciliation. Because it was a coworker, the first step was for him to resign from his position. This was the bare minimum he needed to even consider talking to me. I'd mentioned numerous times that I believed she was becoming too close, but I'd been told that they were simply friends. He was told that he needed to alter his phone number. I messaged the AP from my husband's phone, all text message history had been deleted, so I have no idea what they said, that she was to leave us alone and not contact us or I would go to the police for harassment. In Australia, it's classified as a civil matter, and you can get a court order for them to leave you alone. When he went into work to drop off his laptop and other belongings, she hid out the front, waiting to talk with him. He informed her that it was finished and to leave him alone. After a week, we had days and days of sobbing and wondering whether we can even preserve this. I returned to work, and the following Friday, she appears outside my kid's school to ambush my husband since she knows he picks up our son. She requests that he not inform me because she does not want me to contact the cops. She tells him she loves him and that she will be waiting for him. She asks if she might bring his Christmas gift to our home. He tells her, I wasn't there, but this is what he tells me, that even if things don't work out between me and him, he will tell me and begs her to leave us alone. She swears she'll never contact him again. My spouse informs me right immediately and then has a panic attack. He said he felt ambushed and out of control. It truly shook him up and brought to light how terribly he screwed up our lives. He was contrite and certain that he'd been forceful enough that she wouldn't approach him again. We go on with our lives, starting MC and striving towards reconciliation. We have good days and bad days, and then we all gather together for the Christmas holidays. It's difficult, and to be honest, I still think about the adultery every day. It's my first thought when I wake up in the morning, and it strikes me when I'm at my weakest. My spouse, on the other hand, is being responsible and addressing any questions I have. We're collaborating with MC to see if we can make it work. She messaged him on Facebook 2 days earlier, simply to see if he was okay. She was in a domineering relationship, and she projected her views onto my husband and myself. It gave her the moral high ground to entice my husband, which she accomplished 100% of the time. I'm not saying he's not an adult guy who made his own decisions, but she aggressively sought him despite having met me and knowing we were married with children, So she sent him a note to see how he was doing. Based on what I'd heard about their relationship, I knew she wouldn't be content if she wasn't with him, so I wasn't shocked when she reached out, but my husband was dead serious. He immediately phoned Police Link to inquire about his possibilities, and the following day we were at the police station filing a report. We must file an order and then present it to the court. If she attempts to contact him/us again, we will be given a hearing date at which the court will determine if it becomes a criminal issue. All of this has brought it back to the forefront of my consciousness. For example, he knew her address since it's where she gave him gifts, but he warned her she had to return them because I would find out. It's a horrible sensation since I really love him, and it aches every day.